Good morning, folks. This is Lonzo, the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce and the host of Compton Chronicles, a show I put together just to highlight people in the community from time to time. And today we have an interesting guest this morning. Her name is Gaye. She runs Neighborhood Housing Services, uh, affectionately known as NHS, right there on Rosecrans, and there's an office in Long Beach. She's not here just yet, but I got to start the show on time because, hey, sometimes if you don't do it right, the algorithm will kick you off and you got to start all over again. So I'm going to run my mouth for a few minutes till she gets here. In the meantime, I'm going to give you some updates in the city of Compton. If you hadn't heard, Compton has new fire trucks, 5 to be exact, 4 regular fire trucks and 1 hook and ladder truck. Beautiful vehicles. If you're a car enthusiast, these fire trucks are, as they say, off the chain. Okay, they're brand new 2024, latest technology, latest everything. And I went out yesterday, took a look at them, and they were very impressive. I mean, the paint on these things is like custom. For the first time, I saw black ladders on a black ladder on the ladder truck. So it's definitely something to admire. Let me see who I got on my phone here. Hey,
Hey,
darling.
I just texted her, so
There she is. I got her.
okay, great. Thank
All
you.
right. Sometimes being live, you got to deal with what you got to deal with. I see Lori right now, just about to step in. We'll talk about them fire trucks in a minute. Lori Gaye, good morning, dear. Can you hear me? She can't hear me. Good morning. You are here. Do we have a bad connection? She's here, but she can't hear me. Obviously, she's not saying anything. Let me see here. Lori? Lori. Can't hear me. Okay. I hear you fine. We had the same problem yesterday. I want you to go out and come back in. Why would we have this problem? Let me see what I can make an adjustment over here right quick. Try something different. Can you hear me now? I guess not. The one drawback of there you go. She's gonna come back in. That'll work. Great. All right, folks. Like I said, the fire trucks are off the chain. They were on display yesterday on Acacia at the fire station. It was a community celebrated event. The mayor, city council, other dignitaries from around this county and state were in the facility. Line dancers was line dancing, free tacos. It was a great event for everybody. And once again, it shows the progress that Compton is making. As you very well know, for a while, the fire department was complaining about the lack of equipment. Can't complain no more. They can't complain no more. $5 million, 18 months, because you just can't go out to a lot and pick up a fire truck. Don't happen like that. They're all custom built and based on your requirements, based on the technology that you need for your particular area. So, yes, congratulations to the city council. Congratulations to the fire department. It's all good. Let me see what Lori here got to say now. Hey, Lori, you got me? You still don't have me. We're not on. She can't hear me for some reason. I hear you. I see you, but I can't hear you. Okay, let me see here. Is it? It can't be on my end. Let me see here. We had the same issue. How about now? Can you hear me? Nope. What about now? Can you hear me? Nope. All right. I'm gonna send you another link. Let me see here. All right. let's see. Let's do it right quick, folks. Every once in a while, we have an issue with something you can't predict. Usually it works fine, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm the man to fix it. We're going to make it happen right now. Let me see here. Bear with us, folks. Get ready for the Juneteenth events coming up. Compton has one at the Dollar High Center. There'll be another one going down with Lori Gaye and NHS and Cliff's. King of Burritos will be having one on Sunday, June 16th, which is my birthday. All these events we're going back to back. Come on out and support, folks. It's going to be a great event. Juneteenth event starting on Friday, June 14th, all the way to June 16th. It's that Sunday. Let's see if we can get Lori back and get her straightened out right quick. All right, she got a new link. Let's see if she can come on now. All right, folks, you're live with Lonzo, the president of Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. I do this from time to time, highlight folks from the community, and just show a little shine on some people that's making some things happen in the city. Lori Gaye is my guest today. We're having a couple of technical difficulties, but don't worry about that. She'll be on just a minute. We had the same issue yesterday, and we resolved it very fast. Like I said before, we have several events going on for Juneteenth, starting on June 14th at the Dollar High Center. It's a Father's Day lunch. We'll be there. I'll be DJing and having a couple of performers, a couple of singers coming out to perform. Saturday, we'll be at NHS over on Rosecrans with Lori Gaye and her crew celebrating Juneteenth with the Taste of Compton. And Sunday, we'll be at Cliff's, slinging burritos and tacos, party and line dancing, doing what we do. It's going to be an interesting weekend in the city of Compton starting on June 14th. Let me try again. How about now? We still not connected? Are we connected? I heard something. There you go. I hear you. I hear you.
Can't hear. I'm sorry.
I hear you. You can't hear me? I hear you fine. Why don't we have any connection here? Everybody's connected. I thought I heard you. I hear you fine. I hear you clicking. Just keep talking. Keep talking. We're here with Lori Gaye as she searches to correct her audio issues. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. I'm looking at her. I hear her, but for some reason she can't hear me. That's not good. That is not good. All right, folks, you're live. We are live. We don't get no liveness right here. And sometimes when you're live, you got to deal with all the technical problems as well. We're working with Lori Gaye right now from Neighborhood Housing Services. The people that help people save their houses, get financing, do all kind of other situations, help you preserve your legacy, all that. And as soon as she gets her audio together, we're going to talk about all that and her Father's Day event coming up on June the 15th. But she's a few clicks away. All right, we are here. We are live. I hear her clicking. She can't hear me talking. I hear her fine. All right, we'll try it again. Come on, girl. We can make it happen. We're going to make this happen. All right, folks. We are trying to find our way through this audio misconnection. I'm sure it will be resolved shortly. Can you hear me now? You got me?
Now I can hear you.
There you go. See, look at you. I knew you was going to do it. I knew you could do it.
Strange. Right.
Okay. How you doing
I
this
don't know
morning?
what it wasn't reacting to you. I'm great.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fantastic, Lori. I am doing great this morning. Glad to have you on the show. Bring your camera down just a little bit. Bring your camera down just a little bit.
Like that.
No, your camera's a little bit high, a little bit low, I should say.
Oh, I see. Okay, like that.
There you go. A little bit more. A little bit more.
So you can see my head.
Yeah, there you go. We looking good, sounding good. How you feeling this morning?
I'm good. I was trying to put a background. I said, I guess that doesn't work on this stream.
Oh no, this here is another kind of stream here. We don't do the backgrounds over here. We're gonna have your office and your pictures in the background. No problem.
Okay.
First of all, thank you for coming on this morning.
Absolutely good seeing you.
For those who don't know who you are and what you do, you want to give them a brief resume?
Yeah, I guess 10 seconds of it. So I'm Lori with Neighborhood Housing Services of LA County. We're 40 this year. And so I've been here for 33 of the 40 years. So all the problems are mine. I created them. I'm trying to fix them. But we help people get into affordable homeownership and stay there.
Okay.
And focus on building generational wealth for people of color. So that's our thing.
Now, you know what? I got to say this because it's something I've been wanting to tell you forever. Okay. I'm born and raised in Compton. Okay. The building that you have on Rosecrans. As a kid, I remember going there at the Blue Chip Stamp Redemption Center. Okay?
Yeah.
Making for
decades. You got to be old enough to know what that is.
Yes. If you know what Blue Chip Stamps are. Okay. My mom, well, she was an avid Blue Chip Stamp collector. And as a kid, we would have to stick those doggone things in that little book. And sometimes we would get lazy and just do it, wrap across our tongue. And boy, we had glue on the tongue. We got smart and finally dipped them in, put a rag in some water, a little salsa of water.
Right.
But nonetheless, that was the Blue Chip Stamp Redemption Center. And they never had what I wanted. No matter what I wanted, they never had it there. Okay. It just was amazing.
That's what you remember. They didn't have what you wanted.
And
oh God!
And you got to be an old triple OG to know what I'm talking about. You have
triple OG.
No idea what I'm talking about was what Blue Chip what? Nah, Blue Chip Stamps. You got them at Thrifties or any store you went to back in the day. But I'm gonna move back up to 2024. Now, tell me what you got going on.
So June is National Homeownership Month, and a lot of people don't realize that. So we're making rounds, and I was just so glad you had some time for us, Alonzo, because you've been supporting NHS the whole time we've been there, and now you're doing something we can try to support, right, in terms of finding alignment. And our work is nonstop. We have infinite demand. And there's just never enough resources to help people with their housing. You know that.
Okay.
But during National Homeownership Month starting tomorrow, we're trying to make sure we're promoting this notion that anybody can own a home. So get in here. Let us help you figure it out. Free financial counseling, right? There's only one class that people pay for, and that's because we spend 8 and 12 hours with them. And then they get their own personal life coach around their money. I mean, it's a phenomenal opportunity.
Okay.
But I think everything else we do is no charge. And we're excited to be able to be hubbed in Compton with our Center for Sustainable Communities. And Compton's been a love affair over the last 15, 20 years for our business. And it's difficult, sometimes to figure out what people need, what they want to see. So the center creates at the building you're talking about that we loved done and spent some money to fix it up after all those years of it sitting vacant and abandoned. Gives the opportunity for people to come in, just whatever's going on, right? Mm-hmm. And we can get them to the help they need. We've got 4 or 5 nonprofits in there. We're talking to some social entrepreneurs because we want people to come in, learn, and then go do. And so it's not a community center. We're not playing bingo. We might do some of that in the future, but Dollar High does a phenomenal job of being kind of full service for all kinds of things. But our emphasis is community development and making communities thrive, right? And that we need to do that as partners. We don't do it by ourselves, clearly. That's a joke. But what we can do is help each other.
Okay.
And if people want to get help, want to be helpful, come see us, right? And so if you're having a mental health challenge, you're having problems trying to figure out how to start the business you think you love, a lot of phenomenal chefs in Compton. Oh my God. And people can cook, right? And then they just cook for family and friends. They don't ever make no money. How do you turn that into a business idea? And so we have PCR, Pacific Coast Regional finance team sitting there. They'll help you start your business, soup to nuts, right? And so what we do is provide kind of these introductory opportunities for business at our farmers market. It's every first Saturday. During June, we're going to celebrate Juneteenth for our folks, right? But also embracing the whole community, invite everybody in. So on June 15th, we'll be there with all kinds of farmers market stuff, small businesses showing their products, some just getting started. They may have just been in the home, like I described, but they can come spend $50 and we'll pay for everything else, right? And we're marketing the businesses now, starting tomorrow, doing video features, just all kind of little stuff to help promote our own community and to say to people, give it a shot. You know, if you got a good idea, go on and try it. And the farmers market's a great place for that. And then a lot of the businesses, as they want to expand, they come and talk to PCR and spend time with them and get the training. Then they have access to all this money, crazy money that's available from some of everywhere, private and public sector stuff is what I'd say. And then there are a number of people who have family interventions that are needed. You know, we all got a Ray, as we say in our families. I got, you know, cousins and siblings who are homeless right now. So none of us is above, right? Being able to reach out and to help someone. And so there are groups that are with us that help with that. We got a group that helps with anti-human trafficking, sex trafficking stuff. I was like, Sanctuary Hope, that's a bad group right there. Because they are reaching into the foster care system. They're dealing with our young people on the streets. They're dealing with young people who get kidnapped. You guys don't get this. More than 40% of the kids in LA County that are in human trafficking are Black. More than 40%. And they'll kidnap these kids off the school campus. Gangbangers do not have to sell drugs as their primary thing now. They can be in prostitution. And so what'll happen is people, the little girl, she's 12, 13 years old, they do a romance pimp, or they'll just kidnap them straight out. And then they threaten the child by saying, we'll kill your family if you leave here, but you're going to make me $1,000 a night, you know, selling your body. And they'll drug them up. And we, you know, the normal person, normal, so I'm not criticizing it. If we drive by Figueroa Boulevard, Imperial, you know, some other spots where we know our people are on the street, and we see some young person, we'll shake our head. What's that kid doing out there? What's wrong with them? But the truth is, you don't know their situation. And we need to keep our minds open that there's a lot of vicious stuff happening in our communities right now. And everyone needs to feel love. Everyone. And if they don't know what love might look like, right? Because it's been snatched or taken from them or not offered in a way that's meaningful, or it's abusive, right? And so that's where your human trafficking space, we comprise a chunk of that with our young people and our young women and young boys. And so it's how do we stand as a community against that, right? And I'm not picking on gang members. They can mess up on their own watch. Because we've done a lot of good things with gang members who don't want to be bad, right? Who don't want to be criminals. So I always acknowledge that. And Compton has a stereotype that's just, you know, it's Crips and Bloods against the world, all that. And the truth is, we've been able to work over time with many former gang members, some OGs, and certainly young bloods that I'm saying you can do something else. Take that entrepreneurial mind and let's put it to work. But what I'd also say is there's this other side now of criminal activity that takes our young people from us. And if a young person snatched off the school campus and then their families can't find them and they're threatened to never go home, that's some of who you see on the street now. So thank you. Just a shout out to Janet and her team at Sanctuary of Hope. They're housed right at the center there on Rosecrans where we are. And they are doing magnificent work just like PCR. And those are just two that I'll highlight, right? But we have a lot of friends. The USDA and some others are coming in. We're getting ready to host during July the National Women in Agriculture. That's the Black girls who are farmers. Can you imagine? They're going to be right there at the center, but right there at the center, man, some bad chicks. So it's just good stuff going on. We want people to come in and see us. And then NHS is housing, finance, financial education. We build housing, right? A number of folks are doing the ADUs with us right now, the assisted dwelling units. That's a big deal. Putting them in their backyards.
Question: How is have you had any luck with the ADUs in regards to the expensive fees they charge for that? I mean, I was trying to get into that myself. I'm like, 40 grand for what? What do you know about that?
It's a lot of money. And so what we're doing right now, we're making some space available right there across from the center going east in that little lot where there used to be a design shop. We own that. And the sweetheart gentleman's had it for 20 some years and then he sold it to us. And we're going to put a pop-up ADU there with all kinds of information on it. Okay. And so, and financing and low-cost grants and all this other stuff that we keep finding. So that's our job, right? Is that community group. We try to find grant money when we can find it, or low-cost fixed loans. Don't borrow on an adjustable if you can't afford that thing. Right. And so with the ADUs, what we find is everything is custom. So you have to be careful. And you're going to spend 140 to 200 grand. It is not cheap. It's $300 a foot is average. $300 on construction, a square foot is normal to an ADU process. But then we're adding in the prefab ones now, and people are starting to do
That's where I came in at. I was invited to talk to a gentleman out of Pasadena. They have prefab ADUs. When they come, they ship them over here. They're about maybe a foot tall, but then the walls fold open, and
it opens up.
Thing, and in like 4 hours, you got a full blown 1-bedroom apartment, or a 1-bedroom ADU with a toilet and a shower.
Yep, everything's in there. It comes packed.
These things are much cheaper than $300 a foot, but you got 40 grand in fees.
Yeah, there's a lot of fees to hook it up. So here's what's the truth. So you got Home Depot, Lowe's, and a bunch of other type of retail stores saying, get your ADU, get your tiny house. Well, they're just selling you the shell. You can buy a shed anywhere. Right. But to live in it and to get proper permits, it's the city of Compton now, y'all. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to deal with the city planning department, building and safety. If you don't do proper permits, they're going to find out, and then you're going to really pay some fees, thousands of dollars. So to do it the right way, that prefabricated unit is made in the factory, and they used to only do mobile home parks. We all know that language. Right. But now they're selling them house to house, but you'll spend 60 to 80 grand generally for a normal sized one, maybe 85. Okay. And then it's the fees, Lonzo, after that, to get it permitted, to get it hooked up, to get it approved so you can flush that toilet you're talking about, so you can use the fridge, so you can make sure that the building and safety folks from the state of California and the city of Compton, you don't want them coming after you on this. And so we're helping with that. That's why we're putting that pop-up there so we can provide the information. If people want to access it, they see a sample, right? And we've got, I think we're right now 5 or 10 of them in Compton we're doing. And we've got several hundred people that we're helping right now, whatever they need. They don't have to do everything with us, but they're coming to us. And I think that that's something we're going to see for the future. And you can spend over and above your costs, like you're talking about your purchase cost. You may spend another 30 or 40, 50,000 and all of that other stuff. So I tell people to plan on as low as 140 for something new to as high as 200. And you got to think about that, because then how you gonna make your money back?
Right.
Are you going to your family members who won't ever pay you, kind of family members? Or
Right.
are you moving Madeira in there, Abuela in there, and she's in the nice new ADU, and then the front house is for the family? What's your plan? And so I think working with a financial coach like we have always offered matters, because they can help you run your numbers, figure out your budget. That's all a free service, doesn't cost a thing. So I think getting people in, let's talk, right? Let's figure out how we can help.
Now you had something that struck my ear. You talked about the legacy program where you guys have like I think you set up wills and trust.
Yeah, it's becoming a bigger deal.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah, so we've run what we call the Legacy Project. It's been 7 or 8 years now, at least, and we lost some time with COVID. But we've always provided some type of after you purchase counseling for people. That's normal to us because we're soup to nuts on home ownership. But what we weren't doing is really helping facilitate people getting an estate plan. And we talked to them about how to avoid probate, right? Because California is vicious. Grandmom died, they'll come take that house. And by the time you work it out, you came up with $2 out of the 200 you were owed, right? Or the value you had. But I think we weren't as focused on that estate plan piece. So what we did is right after COVID was slowing down, I really started trying to package it, right? We were doing a legacy summit. We did our first legacy summit at the center in Compton during COVID, and over almost 500 people attended online. And that's when I said, oh my God, we got to, get something done. So now today, what it looks like 2.5 years later is we are working with about 15 lawyers who are Black and brown, who are assisting us by, they took a discount and are doing a flat rate on providing these full estate plans, family or individual, doesn't matter. And then what we do at NHS, because I believe nothing's free in life, just no charge on some stuff, is that the homeowner pays 10%. And so today's program, because things could change, but today's program, it's a $5,000 flat fee for the estate plan. And then we ask the homeowner to put in $500. And NHS pays $4,500. So we fundraise some money to be able to do that. Lori Gaye don't get a bigger house. It ain't none of that. It's about, we found some money and we're trying to help 300 or 400 people this year, right? That think they want to focus on it, but go through the counseling with the lawyer, attend the Legacy Summit on June 15th and get started, And we're going to do 4 more Legacy Summits this year at the center. And for people who show up in person, that's who we're focused on. And we have a number of people coming online, but you can't go online for 15 minutes and then expect me to spend $4,500 on you.
Right.
Can I say that out loud?
I totally get it.
That notion of entitlement, we need to lose that, because I don't know you, I don't owe you. But what we do owe is a stronger community. Yeah.
I don't know you, I don't owe you. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that again, huh?
Please feel free.
Well, no, but seriously, we and so we're making the investment in families that want to do it, and particularly focused on Compton and surrounding neighborhoods, right? And communities, just trying to really be helpful so that people don't lose, because the market is taking a dip. The real estate market is in trouble.
Is it?
Always, even though we got high equity and stuff and high appreciation, meaning the value.
Okay.
The problem is with interest rates out of control. Some people borrowed wrong. So we're seeing the foreclosures again. We're seeing people, the auctions. If you type in auctions in Compton, you got auctions happening every weekend on people's properties. And then if they haven't properly protected it and someone passes away, and that reverse mortgage, somebody took out a loan you don't know about, your great grandmother, she borrowed, trying to just, make things nice for themselves.
Right.
And then they didn't tell everybody and they pass on, and the family can't afford to pay all that, then people either sell it or lose it. And we see at least as much loss as we do sales. And so we're trying to encourage people, get in here, learn what you need to know, get your properties and all your assets protected. If you're 19 years old and you own your car, but you get in a car wreck and for whatever reason you can't communicate. What is your health directive? Who have you told what you want and to manage the things you do own? And maybe you only own a car and some bling, but what do you want done with that if for some reason you're incapacitated? And maybe you are, not able to speak for 30 days or you're really harmed, right? So it's young to old. It's whether you own a home or don't own a home. You're a tenant who just wants to make sure that the things you have in your apartment are protected. You should have a plan done, right? And make sure. And there's some quick and dirty ones that may not be the $500, but talk to the lawyer. We're paying for it.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful project. The other thing I'd say on the other side of it, Lonzo, as a state plan or not, is if people are struggling with their properties, we're going to give out some legacy grants for people who want to buy homes up to $35,000 as a grant. Come on now. And then for people who are struggling, not sure what to do with their properties, we have a legacy fund that helps make sure you don't lose it, right? And or if you want to transition it, talk to me. I may be able to buy it from you so it doesn't get lost in the market. We never know, but it's have the conversation. There's no charge for that. And let's just figure out how we can help people keep what they've been able to capture.
Fantastic, darling. I've always wanted to get you on camera to talk about your program. I've been trying to get you on camera for the past 2 years.
Oh my God.
Tell us
anytime.
Tell us more about the Juneteenth event one more time.
Yeah, one more time. June 15th, 11 to 4 is the celebration on the parking lot. And most people know us being out there anyway on first Saturdays, but it'll be bigger, more exciting, lots of entertainment, great food, health. We're going to have everything from mammograms to other kinds of health things, getting your blood pressure taken, whatever. Come by, check it out, bring your family, enjoy yourself, right? And then inside the building, the Legacy Summit starts at 10 and it'll go till about 1:30. We're adding this time, for the first time ever, something we call Legacy Talks. And so what I did is hustle some of our friends that are going to come in and talk about land use, talk about building ADUs, talk about why architecture in Black and brown communities matters, right? And so these are some bad boys. They're coming. Michael Banner and Michael Anderson. I'll shout out their names. And they're coming to tell us why our communities matter, the value, right? And then how to fix up commercial real estate. Why does the strip look bad? Are we putting enough street lights in Compton, right? What's going on with the potholes, all that. And so these guys deal with infrastructure and how to make cities great. And so they're going to get a little time. So we added a little extra time on our agenda to make room, right, for some bright minds that are doing good work.
Where can they find you at, Lori?
Well, it's NHSLAcounty.org is the website. I don't know all the social media tags, but if they type in NHSLA, they can find us there. And or they can come on by the center. Stop in there.
Now, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. When I'm out dropping off papers, I pass by the center, especially on Rosecrans. I can't tell it's open because you got those tinted windows and you can't see inside the windows, but it's always open. So
it's always open.
Don't make the mistake that I make and pass by there, assuming it's not open. I pass by, I'll come back Saturday.
You got to come back, and I want to make sure to shout out the great work that Kimberly Woods and her staff are doing. They're there. Don't be looking for Lori Gaye all the time at the center because I'm everywhere. But Kimberly Woods and her team, they're phenomenal, and they are open for business all the time.
They just look like they closed.
It just looks like it because of the windows. I don't even remember why we tinted them, but we did. And so I think it's great. You can stop in and get the information, get their phone numbers, get to know the staff, right? And then you've got these other nonprofits, some of whom I highlighted, that are right there, and they're in all the time too, Lonzo. So just stop through and check us out.
All right. You have it right here, Lori Gaye from NHS Neighborhood Housing Services. Thank you, Lori, for your time, dear.
Absolutely.
And I will send you a copy of this link right here so we can post it.
All right. Thank you so much, Lonzo. Have a great day. You too.